This ayah actually, I still get motivated by this ayah at the end of Surah Fajr. And so your heart slowly and gradually, step by step, gets ready to be asked by Allah, the Creator. And He suddenly puts you on this stage in the Judgment Day. And He goes like, so what have you got? What have you done with your life? What do you have in your hand? Next to Hollywood in America, I thought I was rich. But when I got to find Allah, when I was confronted with the light of the Quran, I just found out what the real treasure and values lie. I was like, wow, this religion not only tells you to go in the heart of the society, you have to make a difference. It broke and shattered the front of the light of these ayahs of the Quran. It was so powerful. Other religions, I just found that the more religious you want to be, the more pious that you want to be. For example, in Christianity or in Buddhism, you have to go to a certain mountain and get away from the society. Next to California beach, it was then that I became real rich. Through this rope of Quran that took me out of the darkness of this world. Actually, I still get motivated by this ayah at the end of Surah Fajr. And so your heart slowly and gradually, step by step, gets ready to be asked by Allah, the Creator. And He suddenly puts you on this stage in the Judgment Day. And He goes like, so what have you got? What have you done with your life? What do you have in your hands? And the ayah, I think, is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي قَدَّمْتُ لِحَيَاتِي. So absolutely beautiful. It's like someone realistically asks you, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with all these blessings that you have? And suddenly I felt so empty-handed. I was like, I am doing nothing. I haven't even figured out what I'm going to do with my life, let alone doing something. The message would be that stick to the Quran, read the Quran, recite the Quran, learn the Quran, understand the Quran, teach it to others. Every time you go and open the Quran and read it and recite it, there's something new. When you go and read the Quran, you become a little bit more and better than your yesterday. So inspiring, it was so motivational as a young woman, as a young artist, as a young person who wanted to have a positive influence on people's lives. I remember that at that moment, I'm sorry, subhanallah, at that moment, I broke. The whole me just shattered into pieces. The whole ego, the whole me, that narcissist person, that feminist, that person who only thought about money and this world. I was in this state mentally, with my heart, with my soul, with my intellectual. I wasn't on this earth, but it was just light. It was just total happiness, total tranquility, just like heaven, that there's nothing to be stressed, in our modern lives, that we have to run and work and have so much stress and the depression that exists in our modern lives. And none of this existed for those moments that are confronted with these ayahs in the Quran. And it was absolutely powerful. I knew that this is not just a book. I read many books. I was in England, I was in London, and I knew that this is not a book. This is an experience. It's a transformation. Bang! You're not here anymore. It doesn't just leave you. This journey of this Surah Fajr shows you the history. He shows you the future in the judgment day. He inspires you with the questions, but then he doesn't leave you. He's Arhamar Rahimin. He's very kind. He doesn't just let you go. He gives you the solution in the ayahs afterwards. I'm talking to you. Just, find the purpose in your life and act upon it. Act upon it. And this, Ya ayyatuha nafsul mutma'inna. And immediately, through these ayahs, I knew who I wanted to be. I knew it's important to get to this spot that Allah wants me to be. So I was like curious. I was like, oh my God, what is this nafsul mutma'inna? How do I become like that? I want to know more. I want to research more. I want to find out. I have to talk to this person, to that person. I was so motivated to that place, which is the nearest to Allah. Always interested in humanitarian works. I mean, I was living in the most powerful and richest countries in the world, but I always knew that there are poor people in poor countries which are struggling, and it always bothered me inside. I know that in this ayah, it was just talking to me, to my plans, and he insists in the surah that in order to get to this place, you have to do the infaq, you have to even move from that state that I was. I didn't want the surah to be finished. I was just in this circle of happiness that I never felt before. This experience, this transformation. And you convert to Islam, the first sentence that you have to say is just Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. So it was so beautiful. You don't have to do anything else. It's this one word. In no other religion, in no other practices, you see that the vocabulary and one sentence can be so powerful that can enter you into a religion or a set of thinking or belief. And that's why the first thing that you say is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Because when you want to become a Muslim, you should accept the fact that there is no me anymore. It's only Allah. And who could have Quran and still be unhappy? If you have Allah in your life, you're happy. You're absolutely going to be happy. Only with Allah and the Quran that happiness can enter your heart and life, and it can change you. I think one of the things that I ask Allah to be is to be pure. For every little step that you do, Allah is shakur. He is thankful for everything that you do. I just don't know what I would have been doing. I think there's this ayah in the Quran that actually explains the people who have faith in Allah and those who don't have faith in Allah. And He compares them. Allah compares all those who believe in Allah as those who are alive. And I became alive. I became alive when I found Allah in my life. I wasn't rich. I thought I was rich. I think you're rich when you have Allah in your life. Say thank to Allah for guiding me. I illustrated this book called Amazing Animals, which are just about the particular animals that are mentioned in the Quran, in the Surah Fil, for example, or in the Surah Mulk, where he talks about the birds or the snake. So this book is about how we can